welcome to City Critters. I'm Kimberly Chandler. The warm weather is finally out in full force, and that means breeding season is officially here. And that means more orphan babies, puppies, and kittens coming into shelters across the country. That's why in today's episode, we're here to talk to you about the major importance in spaying and neutering your pet and what a difference it can make on the animal population across the country. Plus, find out where you can get your pet fixed for a minimal cost right here in northern Nevada.
You locate your nearest shelter, you go down there, and you pick out the perfect match for you. Me.
Welcome back. Whether you've recently adopted or you're considering it, one of the most important health decisions you'll ever make is whether or not to spay or neuter your cat or dog. So what exactly does spaying or neutering your pet mean? Well, spaying is removing the ovaries and uterus of a female pet so that they are unable to breed. It's a very common veterinary procedure that requires minimal hospitalization and offers lifelong health benefits. Neutering, also a common veterinary procedure, is removing the testicles of your male dog or cat. It is also proven to vastly improve your pet's behavior and keep him close to home. So why do animal shelters across the nation recommend you to spay or neuter? Well, if you think having 1 or 2 litters won't hurt anyone, think of it this way. According to the Humane Society of the United States, 10,000 babies are born in the U.S. on any given day. On that same day, however, 70,000 puppies and kittens are born. Looking at it that way, you'll see that there will never be enough homes for all the pets born in our country unless we take responsibility for spaying and neutering our pets. If that fact alone doesn't convince you, listen to this. Here at Nevada Humane Society, we see literally dozens of litters of orphan puppies and kittens coming into the shelter each day, especially now with the warmer months. Like I said before, breeding season is out in full force. And that means now, during the summer months, we see at least twice as many more baby animals than we do any other time of year. So, if you're considering adopting a pet, or you already have, are you ready to spay or neuter your pet? If not, check out these top 10 tips from the ASPCA. First, your female pet will live a longer, healthier life. Spaying prevents uterine infections and breast cancer, which is fatal in about 50% of dogs and 90% of cats. Spaying your pet before her first heat offers the best protection from these diseases. Second, neutering provides major health benefits to your male. Before 6 months of age. Third, your spayed female won't go into heat. While cycles vary, female felines usually go into heat 4 or 5 days every 3 weeks during breeding season. In an effort to advertise for mates, they'll yowl and urinate more frequently, sometimes all over the house. Tip number 4, your male dog won't want to roam away from home. An intact male will do just about anything to find a mate. That includes digging his way under the fence, making like Houdini to escape from the house. And once he's free to roam, he risks injury in traffic and fights with other males. Going hand in hand with that, your neutered male will be much better behaved. Neutered cats and dogs focus their attention on their human families. If they are intact, however, they may mark their territory by spraying strong-smelling urine all over the house. Many aggression problems can be avoided by early neutering. Another tip is a common myth. Spaying or neutering your cat or dog will not make him or her fat. Believe it or not, that's a myth out there and several people believe it. Don't use that excuse. Lack of exercise and overfeeding will cause your pet to gain weight, not spaying or neutering. And the only way to keep that weight off is if you moderate food intake and make sure to exercise your cat or dog. So, do we have you convinced yet? If not, stick around, and after the break, we'll finish up our tips and talk more about the importance of spaying and neutering. Welcome back to City Critters. Today we're discussing the importance of spaying and neutering your pet and why you should do so. We've already discussed the first 6 tips, so now here's the remaining 4. Tip number 7, it is highly cost effective. The cost to spay or neuter your pet is a lot less than the cost of having and caring for a litter should your pet become pregnant. It also beats the cost of treatment when your unneutered male escapes and gets into fights with the neighborhood strays. They are also less likely to bite, and fixed pets have fewer health problems, so vet bills are lower. Tip number 8, spaying and neutering is not only good for you and your pet, but for the community too. Stray animals pose a real problem in many parts of the country, including right here in Reno. They can prey on wildlife, cause car accidents, and frighten children. Spaying and neutering packs a powerful punch in reducing the number of animals on the streets, and therefore the number of animals that wind up in a shelter. Number 9, your pet doesn't need to have a litter for your kids to learn about pregnancy and birth. Letting your pet produce offspring that you have no intention of keeping is not a good lesson for the kids, especially when so many unwanted animals end up at a shelter. Here at Nevada Humane Society, we unfortunately have many families that surrender their pets because they had babies and they don't want to keep them or find homes for them. Finally, our last tip, spaying and neutering helps fight pet population. Every year, millions of cats and dogs of all ages are euthanized or suffer as strays. These high numbers are the result of unplanned litters that could have been prevented. Nevada Humane Society is luckily one of the most well-known and accomplished no-kill shelters across the nation, but that doesn't mean everyone else is like us. We are an open admission shelter, which means we have to take in all dogs and cats from residents of Washoe County if they choose to surrender a pet. And with our tough economy, we see more of that than many larger cities do around the nation. And one of the first things we do when a pet arrives at our shelter is spay or neuter the animal if it is not already fixed. Pet population is a serious problem everywhere, and while we are working to diminish it here in Washoe County, there are still several other places across the nation that are not like us. There simply aren't enough homes for these animals if they keep breeding. Stay with us and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. As we're talking about the importance of spaying and neutering your pet, we're also going to reveal some common myths about it. Believe it or not, many people choose not to fix their pet for many different reasons that they've heard of at one place or another. However, the truth is, many of these reasons are false. Myth number 1, it is more natural to leave a pet unaltered. False. It would also be more natural to not have pets at all and live off the land. But we as humans have chosen to domesticate dogs and cats, and with that comes a big responsibility to keep them safe, happy, and healthy. Myth number 2, thinking your pet's babies won't contribute to pet overpopulation. False again. Even if your pet is purebred and you can find homes for all the babies, those are homes that could have instead adopted a homeless pet. Plus, what's to say the new person won't eventually give up their pet? Or maybe they don't spay and neuter it. Another common myth, that spaying or neutering will change a pet's personality. It's a fact that an animal's personality is shaped by genetics and environment, not sex hormones. In fact, as we talked about earlier, fixing a pet can reduce undesirable behaviors. Finally, although it's not a myth, it's a fact among many pet owners and an unfortunate big reason why many pets remain unaltered, not having the cost to spay or neuter your pet. Many people choose not to fix their pet simply because they're on a tight budget. But realistically, if you can't care for your pet, you should probably wait to bring one into your home until you can afford all the necessary vet bills out there. If you do have a pet, however, that isn't fixed, we do have a solution for you. All around the nation there are low-cost clinics, and that includes right here in northern Nevada. In fact, here at Nevada Humane Society, we offer a free spay-neuter information line, which will help you find a clinic that is best for your needs. The number to call, should you need it, is 856-2000, extension 333. 333. However, please keep in mind the clinics are only for Washoe County residents. Once you call the line, you will be directed to leave a voicemail with specific needs, and somebody will get back to you within 24 hours to let you know what types of clinics are available. But just to give you an idea, there are voucher programs, free programs, and more. Again, that phone number, if you need to find help on a low-cost clinic to spay or neuter your pet, is 856-2000 extension 333. We also have a free animal help desk, which can be reached at 856-2000 extension 200. If you have other questions, perhaps not about spaying or neutering, feel free to call that number, and that way we can offer you any help that we have here. And don't forget that information line mentioned before, specific to spaying or neutering, 856-2000 extension 333. If you have a pet that isn't fixed, we hope you'll seriously consider the effects if you leave him or her unaltered. That's all for today's show. If you have any specific questions about spaying or neutering, please don't hesitate to call us. We are here to help you and to help the homeless animals of Washoe County. And don't forget, if you are considering a pet, please come down and see us. We have hundreds of animals waiting for their permanent home, and all of them are spayed or neutered, as well as vaccinated and microchipped before they even go out the door and go home. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.